Hello, welcome to Yoga Flow. So today's practice is we're going to get into the hips, but we're going to prepare ourselves to come into splits. So if you are someone that just heard that word splits and you're like, but I can't do a full split, that's okay. I can't do a full split either most of the time, but you will have options that will work for you. So no worries about that. Those of you that like splits and can do the full, you'll have the opportunity to do that as well. So something for everyone. That being said, I highly recommend you have at least a couple blocks when we're doing splits. They can be nice breaks, if you will, to keep you from coming too deep, and they can also help you come out of it. We will start right away with the strap after we open. You probably noticed she said 2 blocks, but she has 4. This is just so I'm set up so when I switch sides, I don't have to take blocks with me and then they're already over there. But you just need to. So as remember, take breaks as you need to. Don't do anything that you shouldn't do. If splits aren't for you, please don't attempt them. Any discomfort, please don't move forward, kind of back off a little bit. Always listen to your body. It is your best teacher. So from a nice tall sit, let's come into our practice. Good. Let's take the fingertips to the side. And then as we're here in this nice tall spine from crown to tail, find some length, find some softening. And then as we bring it in, focus on that breath. So just nice, slow, big inhales through the nose, finding that lateral expansion. And then slowly exhaling it out through the nose or through the mouth. Again, big inhale and expand. And slowly release. Good. Stay with that breath. Come into the Ujjayi Pranayama, that victorious ocean breath, or return to normal breath. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen nice and tall, touching palms together. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Good. So creating an intention for the practice. What would you like to give or receive? That can be gratitude, joy, maybe courage. Courage to maybe try a split today. And then from here, when you're ready, once you have that set, we'll take it up overhead, turning palms away, growing taller from crown to tail. Good. From here, big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, get a nice side bend. I'm going to go to my left here. And I'm making sure, or trying to make sure as best as my ability, shoulders and hips are in alignment. And I'm pressing through that opposite side. I'm breathing and expanding. And then from here, you're going to choose. You can stay here. You can come out. You can side bend deeper. You might choose to open up towards your ceiling. You might choose belly button in, getting a C curve roll, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. When you're ready, inhale and lengthen. Exhale, engage your obliques, your side abs coming all the way back up. Big inhale. Exhale, take that right into the other side. Good, watching your alignment. Reaching, breathing. And then from here, you choose. Staying here, you can side bend deeper. You can open towards the ceiling. Remember that nice C curve roll. You choose where you want to be, and it might not necessarily be the same thing you did on the other side. Sides are different. Good. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, engage, coming all the way up. Good. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, gentle rotation towards the left, rolling shoulders back. Find a little bit more length. Maybe you can twist a little bit more, but not at the expense of cranking through the spine. So you still want to be able to expand that rib cage. Good. And then when you're ready, inhale and left. Exhale, come to center. Inhale. Exhale, find that other direction. Arms come down, find length. Roll that back shoulder back. Look a little bit more behind you. And when you're ready, inhale and lift, and exhale, come to center. Good. So from here, just take your arms out to the side. I'm going to take thumbs into my fist, and I'm just going to roll. And as I'm rolling in one direction, maybe take that in the opposite direction now. Good. And then just forward and back here from the wrist. Good. Taking the arms forward, turning palms towards the ceiling, taking hands to the shoulders. Let's open and close. Try not to pop the chest forward. So we still want to keep that nice long spine from crown to tail. Use your abs to keep your rib cage in. You can stay here. You can take this into some circles. Good. And then maybe opposite direction. Good. And then from here, maybe chicken wings. So just elbows will start kind of out to the side. You'll bring them down as much as you can, and then you'll lift up and lower. Good. Good. And then from here, just relax. Just take some big circles in one direction with the shoulders, and then a big circle in the opposite direction. Good. Get any little movement in here additionally that you'd like, maybe spinal roll, neck stretch, neck roll, wrist roll, whatever you need. And then we're going to come onto our backs and we're going to grab our strap. So I'm just going to move my blanket out of the way here. So normally we do the stretch that we're going to do here at the end, but I think it might help with what we're going to do if we do it a little bit more into the beginning. So we're going to try that. Good. So from here, you can have a bend in the left leg or extending it long. Just have your strap right across your chest here. We're going to do a little movement before we get going. So from here, bring your right knee kind of into the tabletop position and just press in and out a few times. Good. Now think about your connection points, both sides of the hip, the tailbone, the low rib cage. Good. Now from here, just make some little circles. Good. Now we're going to take this strap around the center part of that right foot. Good. So I've got a strap in each hand for right now. We're going to take that strap, both straps into the right hand. Good. So let everything kind of settle down into its pocket. And we're going to do a controlled circle here. So the larger you take your circle, the more core engagement you have to have. And we're just kind of getting synovial fluid going here. So nothing too crazy. Good. And then we'll just come around. So synovial fluid is the fluid that we have that helps us lubricate our joints. So when you feel stiff and the doctor tells you to move, you're trying to get that synovial fluid going, that lubrication going. That's why movement's one of the best things you can do for arthritis. Okay, so from here, we're going to take this back up. Good. Find a strap in each hand. Keep a micro bend in this knee. Bring that leg in. Good. And you just come to your range of motion. Now, we don't want to come too deep here because we're a little bit warm, but not as warm as we normally are at the end of the class. So this might feel a little bit tighter to you here than it normally would. And then we'll release. Both straps into the right hand. Both hips are going to stay grounded as you let that leg come out to the right. If you want something special and you're okay here, tug in towards right shoulder. And then we'll bring that back in. Get extending the left leg long. Both straps will come into the left hand. So we're not going to come into full twist here. We're just going to do the 45-degree arc over. So soft knee, and we'll arc over. And some people might have to move that leg around to find your sweet spot here. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll release. Good. Just take that foot out. Good. Now, the right knee can bend, or you can take that right leg long. We're going to take that left knee now in tabletop position, and we're just going to take that forward and in a few times. Good. Maybe hand to the knee, making a little bit of some circles here. Good. Now we'll take that strap around the center part of the right foot. Good. Find your placement here for your range of motion. Let everything settle. Micro bend in this knee. And when you're ready, we're going to take it back. Go to your limit. So remember, pain, numbness, tingling, burning, never normal sensations. If you feel any of those at any time in this practice, you've gone too far and we need to back off, or in some cases, come out completely. And then we'll release. Good. Both straps into the left hand. We're going to take the leg out to the left. I won't have full range of motion here because of my wall, but that's okay. For something special, you can bring in towards the shoulder. Both hips stay grounded, so really anchor through that opposite side. And we'll bring that in the center. Your right leg will lengthen now, switching hands, and we'll find your arc over 45 degrees. Good, you might have to move that leg around to find your sweet spot. Good. And when you're ready, we'll come back up and we'll release. Good. From here, I'm just going to take my hands to my knees. I'm going to make some little circles here. We're going to warm up the core a little bit. So I'm just going to make sure that nothing's in my way. Knees are in tabletop, arms out to the side. Good. We're going to take those knees over to the right into a hover, trying to keep shoulders grounded. And we'll move through center and to the left, hover, and center, and right, and center, and left, and center. We'll take it all the way over for a nice twist. Breathe and expand, maybe looking to your left. Head coming back to center. Some of you, especially beginners or back issues, take one leg at a time back to center, which looks like this, or zip everything up and use your abs and bring them both back to center at the same time. When you're ready, go right into the other side, coming over to the left. Good. Using one leg at a time back to center, or using your abs to come back to center. Good. A little bit of a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Different people are going to transition different ways. Newer people, back issue people, roll over to your side, press yourself up to a seat. Those of you that have a healthy spine, no issues, cross at the ankles, lift up, and we're going to roll. With a smile, we're going to roll. With gratitude and joy, maybe a little courage to roll all the way up and coming all the way to all fours. Good. So from here, find your good form, rooting through knuckles, the pinky, pointer, and the thumb. Good. Basic cat-cow. Inhale, shine the heart forward, tip the pelvis back, cow pose. Exhale, really round into cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. So I'm going to walk you through some dynamic cat-cow. I'll show it to you, and then I'm going to talk about something. So for dynamic cat-cow, we inhale on the cow. Exhale as you round through the spine. You'll sink back through child's pose. Forearms drop, shifting forward, elbows in, baby push up right into that cow pose. So if you, and some of this takes strength and practice, but if you find yourself when you come up, your elbows kind of coming out to the side here, the key is the rotation that you have here, a little bit of strength as well. But so I'll kind of show you from this angle. So I'm taking my elbows, that bend in the elbow, a little bit more towards my pointer and my middle finger. Okay. Now that won't be perfect square, but that's kind of where I'm taking it. So then from here, so I've got my cow, I'm rounding, I'm coming back. Good. Forearms are going to drop as I shift forward. Good. And I start to go into my baby push up here. My elbows are in as they lift, and I'm coming up. As you lift, you're still pressing into the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and thumb. So try that. It is a little bit harder if that's not where you're used to working and if your triceps aren't as strong. But we'll try a few of those and then we'll move on. So inhaling on the cow. Exhale, round through cat, sink back, child's pose. Inhale, forearms drop, shifting forward. Good, elbows are in, they lift up against the body. As we lift, right into child's pose. In, exhale, in child's pose. Forearms drop, shifting forward. Baby push-up, elbows in, coming all the way up. Great work. Good. So just kind of be at ease, get a little bit of wiggle here. We're going to go right into downward facing dog. So take about a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward if you need that. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm pressing in and forward into the hands as I lift and shift. Good. So I'm looking down at my feet, hips, knees, and toes, and ankles are tracking. I'm pressing in a big toe and pinky toe out. I'm going to lengthen a little bit here, but I'm keeping a micro bend in the knees. So always keep the knees soft if you're tight in the hamstrings or have some low back. Some of you will stay here in stillness. Some of you will go into walking your dog, bending one knee, lengthening the other leg. Some of you will come high on the toes and drop the heels. But wherever you're moving, pay attention to good form in the upper body. You're still rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. I'm pressing in and forward into the mat. My head and neck are free. My shoulders are in their pockets. Good. We'll take some stillness here if you took some movement. And then from here, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk or step forwards, meet your hands, come to blocks if you can't touch the floor. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, soft knees, soft tailbone. Half sun salute A. Inhale and we lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Modified sun salute A. We're going to start this one today by coming to temple mudra. We're going to take it up overhead. Think about ears and biceps being really close to each other. And I'm just going to tick-tock from one side to the other. Good. As I come over to my left, I'm really going to press through that right side. Breathe and expand. Moving through center, taking it over to the other side now. Pressing through that left side. Breathe and expand. Coming up, inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, step back to the plank pose. From the plank, we're going to lower our knees. Now, coming back to that principle I just showed you with dynamic cat-cow flow, taking the elbows a little bit more forward. Try not to collapse as you lower down. Good. Untucking the toes. Hands are a little bit forward and to the side. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through that low body, belly button in, pubic bone into the mat. Good. You're going to progress where you are. Some of you are going to find a baby cobra. If you do not have any crunching going on here, you can find a little bit higher, maybe a little bit higher. We just don't want the shoulders to be creepy up here, and we don't want to hang in the low back. So always be supported wherever you go. And then we'll lower that back down. From here, tucking the toes, hands under the shoulders, we're going to move back through tabletop position, lifting the knees, finding down dog. From down dog, left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Step or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. We're going to lower down that right knee. Make sure that knee is behind the hip, not under it. So you can see I'm at an angle here. Good. Right hand's going to plant to a blocker to the floor. Opening to the left. Bringing it down. Left hand on the outside of the left foot to the blocker, the floor. Open to the right. Bringing it down. Planting the hands, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee. Front foot steps back, down dog. One more time, other side. Right leg lifts 3-point, bending that knee, round or step up, step or pick up and put that right foot forward. Good. Lowering down that back knee, make sure the knee is behind the hip. Good. Left hand plants onto the floor or to a block. twisting to the right. Belly button is in. Stay with that breath. Coming back down. Right hand to the outside of the right foot for the block. Opening to the left. And bringing it back down. Planting the hands, tucking the back toe, lift the back knee, front foot steps back. Good. Take a couple good breaths here. From your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain, and tension. Good. We're going to go into 2 regular sun salute A's here. You choose when you step back into the plank. Are you going to take that vinyasa flow or are you going to skip it? Any back bend of your choice will work. I will be doing a modified chaturanga vinyasa here, but you are free to do the full if you've got that in your practice or skip entirely. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip your flow. From your downward facing dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, and we lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank pose. You choose. Take or skip your flow. Good. Coming back to that breath. Come back to courage, gratitude, or joy. And from your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath. Mountain, intention. Going into the next flow, sitting back into that chair. I probably got some people here by not coming into a forward fold. That's good. So finding your good chair, finding your heels, finding your glutes. Find your engagement. Relax through the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip your flow. I'm going to skip this next one here. Good. From your downward facing dog, when we're ready, we're going to come. Left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. We're going to round forward into one high cheetah. Really press that mat away. Find your pointer and thumb knuckles. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, round. Step or pick up and pit that left foot forward between the hands. We'll warrior prep that back foot heel to heel, heel to arch, a little bit wider. Find stability. Rise, warrior one. Front hip will come back hip will come forward. Make sure you can see that front toe. Good. We're going to lengthen that front leg as we reach forward. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Or warrior one. We're going to lengthen that front leg as we take our arms out to the side. Come back, warrior one. One more of those. Lengthen and reach. Back to warrior one. Lengthen to the side. Back to warrior one. Make sure that front body is zipped as you take your path to the back. Plant the hands, swivel up back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip that flow. We're going to take that all into the other side. When you're ready, from down dog, right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round forward, cheetah. Woo. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, round, step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Warrior, prep your back foot. And once you feel safe and stable, rise, warrior one. Front hip comes back hip comes forward. Good. Here we go with our little flow. So we're going to lengthen and reach forward. Come back, warrior one. Lengthen, reach to the side. Back, warrior one. Again, lengthen, reach forward. Back to warrior one. Lengthen, reach side. Back to warrior one. Be strong as you take your path back to your mat. Planting the hands, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. Find your good breath. From here, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, when you bow. From this bow, we're going to sit back into that chair pose. Find strength. Find evenness in both hips and both feet here. Inhale, exhale, press through. Let's just open, open, open. And come back, exhale, heart center. Good. All right, we're going to continue to move here, continuing to open up those hips. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank pose. You choose. Take or skip that flow. Good. We're going to start again on that left side. So left leg's going to lift 3-point. Now this time we're going to do cheetah different. We're going to take the left knee to the left elbow. If that's not good for you, come back through center like we did before. Inhale, exhale, round. Maybe we touch it, maybe we don't. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, round, step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. We're going to lower that back knee. Once more, make sure that knee is behind the hip, not in front of the hip. I'm just going to move this block out of the way. Good. We're going to take both hands on the inside here. We're going to come to lizard. So some people are going to stay here. Some people are going to take this leg out a little bit wider. Let me somewhat come this way. Good. So this leg can go out a little bit wider. Good. You can go into an external rotation where hips, knees, and toes turn out away from the body. Some people stay up. Some people take forearms to blocks. Some people take forearms to the floor. Good. Some people can tuck the back toe, lift that back knee, press back through that heel, and roll onto the edge of the foot. Those will not be accessible to everybody. So if you cannot maintain good breath, good form, no pain, numbness, tingling, burning, anything like that, then it is not good for you to be here. Good. From here, if you took that back knee lift, that back knee is going to come down. We'll come back onto the foot. I'm going to come back onto my hands. Good. We'll move that foot and leg back in alignment with the hip if you took it out a little bit wider. Good. Now, bringing in blocks here in case you need them. Good. We're going to come up and we're just going to hinge back. For this one, it's okay if the hip comes back a little bit behind the knee, but find some length, micro bend. I'm lengthening through the torso here. Good. So blocks are good. Remember, you've got 3 heights that you can use. If you don't need them, then that's okay too. And maybe you want to take that foot down and bring it back up a few times. So always an option. This is a variation of the half split pose. Good. From here, if you took that option, come back on the heel. Find your length. I'm going to come back forward. I'm going to plant my blocks forward, plant my hands, tuck my back toe, lift my back knee. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. Watching your shoulders. Try not to collapse. And we get to do that same thing on the other side now. So right leg's going to lift 3-point. Remember, take your cheetah through center, or maybe right knee to right elbow. Woo. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, round. Step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. We're going to lower that back knee. Make sure it's behind the hip. Untuck the back toe. Good. Coming into lizard or gecko pose here. So same as before. Hands are going to come on the inside of that foot. You can take this leg out a little bit wider. You can take it into the external rotation. Hip, knee, and toe, tracking, opening in the same way. You can take your forearms to blocks. You can take your forearms to the floor. If it's accessible, you can tuck the back toe, lift, pressing back through that heel. Some people will rock on the edge of that right foot. Good. Strong breath, strong body. Intention, intention, intention. Good. Those of you that took the back knee lift will ground down that back knee. Good. We'll rock back onto that foot. If you went onto the edge, I'm going to come up into my hands, not my fingers, but my hands, taking that foot back in line with my hip, bringing a block or two in here in case I need it. Then I'm going to shift back. Yeah, let me come on this side here. Yeah, I'm going to shift back. So this is a variation you can do if you only have one block. Good. I'm keeping micro bend here. I'm lengthening my torso. You can fold in deeper if your hamstring will let you. You can rock back and forth. Good, staying with your breath. And then when you're ready, good, coming back on the heel. Good, I'm gonna take that foot down. I'm gonna come back in, take your blocks forward, plant your hands, tuck that back toe, lift that back knee, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. Good. From downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, low bow. Inhale, root, engage and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath. Mountain, intention. Good. We'll come into our little warrior flow here. This will include triangle and extended side angle. So if you know that you need blocks for those, have one handy, have it on your left side. From here, big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose, take or skip the flow. I'm going to skip mine here. Good. Now we're going to come into a cheetah again. So you're going to choose yours. Left leg's going to lift. Do you round forward? Do you take that left knee to the left elbow? Or do you do a twisty, taking left knee to right elbow so hard I can't even touch it? Inhale, taking it back. Exhale, round, step, or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. Warrior prep. So swinging that back heel in, heel to arch, or a little bit wider. Find the back edge of the back foot. Find stability. Rise. Open, warrior two. Check in with your form before we move. So I came out a little bit wide there, so I'm going to make that adjustment. Good. My front hip's going to come back a little bit. Back hip's going to come forward. Relaxing through the shoulders. You should see that toe. Knee should be tracking towards pinky toe. That little help adjustment helps with that. Good. So being nice and strong, finding breath, finding gratitude for this practice. A bent front knee or a lengthened front leg will take it back into exalted. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lengthen forearm to the thigh, coming into extended side angle variation. Inhale. Exhale, coming back up, taking it back. Good, exalted. From here, finding warrior two. Now we're going to go into a deeper extended side angle here. So pressing through the back edge of the back foot. Remember, we don't want the front leg to take on all of your weight. So I'm going to lengthen, 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 long torso. I'm not folding forward. Forearm can come back here. You can take a block at any height, inside or outside. Watch your knee over behind the ankle, and I'm going to open. You can be here. If your hand is in the floor on a block, can you press arm and leg into each other? If your arm is up, maybe reach it by the ear, looking for that long diagonal line from fingertip to edge of the foot. Can we open that shoulder, top shoulder, just a little bit more? Good. Can we find that front heel just a little bit more? Inhale, looking down at that front foot, lengthen. We'll come back, exalted. Woo, happy to get out of there. Good. So from here, We're going to lift. We're going to go into triangle. Some of you might be fine where you are with your lift. Some of you might need to come a little bit wider. Some of you might need to come in just a little bit. So always practice where your body needs you to practice. And I'm just going to come in just a smidge here. Good. Heel to heel, heel to arch alignment. Good. Root your feet into your mat like you're trying to rip it apart from one into the other. Good. Soft front knee, front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Press to that back foot. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then when you're ready, come to a thigh, a shin, a block the floor. Remember, you've got 3 heights with that block, inside or outside of the foot, and we'll open. Yeah, think about a stacking of the shoulders if you can. Good. Some of you are going to play with taking that arm up overhead. Good. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. Find warrior 2. Make it your best one on this side. And exhale, cartwheeling it down. Swivel up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. From here, when you're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So I'm just going to turn around here for a moment. Good. Right leg's going to come up 3-point. Good. You're going to go to that cheetah option. Is it going to be center? Right knee to right elbow or right knee to left elbow. Crossing center. Inhale, taking it back. Exhale, round. Step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Warrior prep. Heel to heel, heel to arch. That back heel is turning inward a little bit here. Find stability as we rise. Warrior 2. Good. Rolling shoulders back, front, hip back, hip forward just a smidge. Watch that knee, watch those toes. Notice how this feels for you on this side versus the other side. My sides in alignment are very different from each other. Good. From here, when you're ready with a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg, take it back, exalted. Inhale, exhale, warrior 2. Inhale. You're going to lengthen a little bit, taking forearm to the thigh, taking the arm up, maybe lengthening. Inhale, exhale, finding warrior 2. Take it back, exalted. Good. Inhale, exhale, warrior 2, coming back into that extended side angle now. So I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. I'm pressing through the back foot. Good. Watching that front knee over behind the ankle. Forearm can come to the thigh. You can bring that block in here, any height. And then maybe we open. Arm can come up. It can come forward over the ear. Can we open that shoulder a little bit? This is a version of a twist, although often not thought about that way. You are rotating through the spine. Looking down at that front foot. Find that front heel. Lengthen as we come back. Exalted. Good. And then from here, we'll come up. Good. Setting yourselves up here for a successful triangle. Good. You can bring your feet in. You can take them out a little bit more for this side. I feel pretty good about where I'm at today, so I'm going to stay here. So my front hip's going to come back. My back hip's going to come forward. Soft front knee. Press to that back foot. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. You're rooting those feet. When you can come no more. Come to a thigh, a shin, a block, the floor. And then we'll open here. Whew. Some of you will stay right here. Some of you will play with taking that arm up over the ear. Different sensations. We never know if something's right or wrong until we start to try it. Your body will let you know en route if it's not a place for you to be. And then from here, coming up, looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee, finding warrior 2. Let's go into exalted. I'm not sure we did that coming out of there on the other side, but we can always do one more. It's okay. Good. Finding warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel that down. Good. Planting the hands, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Noticing how you feel. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend those knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath. Mountain intention. Good. So we are going to go into a balance challenge here. This is a standing balance challenge. There is moving parts to it. We will not be stepping back and flowing or anything like that. So when we're done with the 3-part challenge, that back foot's going to come back up to meet the front foot. And then we'll flow, open up the hips, and then we'll come into the other side. So from here, when we're ready now, I'm going to start, and you can always come to a wall or a steady piece of furniture here as well, since we're not flowing. So always be mindful of that. I'm actually going to start with my right leg this time because it'll be easier to see for what we're doing. So right hip, right knee, foot, all the way come forward. Good. So from here, we're going to go into dancer. I'm going to take my right arm up. My left arm, I'm going to roll it back. Good. Some of you will just bend the knee, and if you're going to bend the knee, you'll stay here. Some of you are going to grab foot, ankle, or pants. Pants are always okay to hold on to. And then if you can, just take a moment and let everything settle. Good. Now I've got softness in my right knee, my supporting leg. I'm pressing into that heel, coming out of the hip. I'm zipping up. Good. And maybe we come to a little bit of a fold here. Good. Some of you are going to release without slingshotting, coming into a full warrior 3 or taking hands down to a block or 2, maybe. Good. If you fall over, no worries, just come back into it. This is an easy one to come back into. Good. Hips are even to the floor. Good. Hands are going to come to blocks or to the floor, maybe with a little bit more grace than I just showed you. This is my harder side. And then maybe find a standing split pose variation. Good. The closer you take your hands to the heel, the harder you make it. Press into the heel. See if you can lift up out of the hip. Hips are even to the floor. It's not about how high you hike that leg. So where can you go in good form? Good. We'll bend both knees. Back foot's going to come up. Good. Pressing all the way up. Woo. Exhale, hinge to heart center. Inhale and we lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. We're going to open that hip on that side. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. From the bow, step or hop back into plank pose. You choose. Take or skip that flow. I'm going to skip this one. Right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round, step, or pick up and put that right foot forward between the hands. We're going to let that back knee settle down. So once more behind the hip. Good. So I'm going to bring this blanket in here. So I will show you something in a moment. Good. So using blocks here, some of you may not need them. Some of you might. Good. So I'm just going to kind of come out of here for a moment. And then I'm just going to readjust. So some people will use your blocks as breaks so you don't come too deep in here. Good. Think about taking your right hip back, left hip forward slightly. You're still engaged in that front body. We're not letting belly go. Good. Now, some of you are going to take your left hand to the outside of that right thigh and maybe just look behind you, and that might be all that you do. Some of you are going to take a hand onto that left block or the floor, depending on how long your arms are. And then you're going to bend that back knee. This is why the knee needs to be behind the hip. If you're not, you're going to feel it in the kneecap, and your kneecap is going to scream at you. Some of you might be able to bind the pants, foot, ankle. Some of you might decide to roll onto the edge of that right foot. And when you're ready, we'll release without slingshotting. And we're going to come back to half split pose. I'm using my blocks here. So for this one, try to keep the hip over the knee. You can put knee cushion under there if you need to. Good. And you're going to slide that heel out forward, keeping softness. Good. Your blocks will be your breaks, and then you'll hinge forward. So this is half split pose. For many of us, it kind of looks like that. For many of us, this is where we stay, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Some of us are going to try to move forward here into a split pose. So for that, I'm just going to come a little bit closer. Good. So if you're on a harder surface like I am, it's nice if you have a blanket or a piece of fabric here, because then it's easier to slide out and slide back in. Otherwise, you kind of take your mat with you and come back in, and it's a little bit harder. But so I'm going to take my right heel out. I've got my blocks in hand to put on the brakes in case I need the brakes. And I'm just going to slide forward. And I'm just going to go where my body will let me go. Good. So this is the extent of my split today. I am not all the way to the ground. If that is you, please do not force yourself all the way to the ground. That is a horrible injury. Takes a long time to get over. If you've got a lot of space, you can always stick a block or a blanket under there. That creates a nice support, maybe taking an arm up, but always be where you're supported. If the ground is not there to support you and you can't put something under there to bring that ground up higher to support you, then I would go back to the half split. So then from here, I'm going to hinge forward. Good. And now I'm just going to kind of come out of there. And it's nice and easy with that blanket. Good. I'm going to take knees down. I'm coming up here, and I'm just going to kind of shake from side to side. Good. Guess what? We have a whole other side to do. So from here, I'm just going to go ahead and put this blanket to the top side so it's there when I need it. Finding your downward facing dog. And from your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain intention, noticing now how one side feels compared to the other. So we've got that balance challenge to do first. So now we're going to come onto that left side, have blocks in place if you need those for anything. Good. So hip, knee, and toe, left side are tracking forward. My left arm is coming up. I'm rolling my right shoulder back. I'm bending my right knee. Maybe I can grab onto something, maybe not. Good, I'm just gonna take a moment, let it settle in. Good, I'm getting into that left heel, so I'm not hanging in the hip. And then from here, maybe with a little bit of a bend in that left knee, I come forward. Maybe we carefully release with control for a warrior 3. Again, can you stay out of hanging from the hip? Grow tall. Maybe hands come to blocks. Maybe hands come to blocks or to the floor. Finding a standing split pose. Hips are even to the floor. Remember, the closer you take your hands to the heels, the harder you make it. Inhale. Exhale, bending in both knees. Feet meet each other. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Let's exhale, little bow. Step or hop back to plank pose. You choose. Take or skip that flow. When you're ready from down dog, left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round, step, or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. We're going to settle down that back knee, making sure it is behind the hip. Good. So bringing in your blocks here. I'm going to come up, come back. Good. And settle back in. Left hip's going to come back. Right hip's going to come forward a little bit. Some of you will stay right here. Some of you will take your left hand to that right. That's wrong. The right hand to the left, maybe looking behind. Some of you will take that hand to a block. Good. Maybe bending that back knee. Maybe binding with something, maybe not. Maybe rolling onto the edge of the foot. And then when you're ready, without slingshotting, carefully coming back. Good. So you're going to choose that half split pose. Good. Hip over the knee. Leg's going to be long. Maybe you fold in. Maybe that's yours. For some of us, I'm just going to come a little bit further. Maybe we take that heel on that blanket and we slide out using the blocks as brakes. Good. This is as far as I can go here. So I'm going to slip this in. Good. You can always stack 2 blocks here. Doing a split over a bolster cushion can also be really nice. Good. And whenever you're ready to come out, then you come out. Remember, you don't have to stay here for too long. And you come up and we take the knees in. Good. And we just come up and we just go to side. Good. Now from here, you've got the opportunity to come into one last flow. We're going to come into a pigeon pose here. So spreading the fingers nice and wide, find your down dog. If you just want to hang out here, hang out here. Otherwise, left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Left knee comes behind that left wrist. Taking it down. Good. So if you're not someone that can do belly down, remember, you can always come onto your back here for a figure 4, and you would cross the left ankle over the right knee. You can be here. You can come to the ground. And when you're ready, you'll carefully come up. Good. Tucking the back toe, lifting, coming out of there. Good. Maybe walking the dog. We'll take that to the other side. Right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Right knee behind the right wrist. Good. And working down. Or you can be on your back, crossing right ankle over left knee. You can be up, or you can be down. And when you're ready, we'll carefully come up. Good. Tuck. Take that foot back. Good. I'm just going to bring down my knees. I'm going to cross at the ankles and come back. Good. Taking legs forward. Good. So from here, we're going to do one little quick forward fold. Keep a micro bend in those knees. Big inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. We're just resetting the spine just a little bit here before we come onto our backs. And then from here, when you're ready, coming back up. Good. Either coming back there a different way or through a roll down. You find yours. When you get there, bring your knees into your chest. We'll rock, 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 side to side. Good. You have 1 minute for something freestyle. And what I mean by freestyle is if there is a pose, preferably on your back or down on the mat, so you don't have to get back up again, that is already in your practice, that you feel that your practice is not complete without doing, you can do that here. However, this is not the time to try something new that you've never done before. So if you've never done shoulder stand before, for example, please do not attempt that here. Other options, there's multiple bridges that you can do. There's different kinds of twisties you can do. You can take supine Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet. You can find happy baby, all kinds of things. Find something that would suit your body in this moment. Good. And then from here, carefully come out to where it was that you went. Good. We'll do one final little twisty together. It will not be a big twisty. We're going to take the feet as wide as the mat, arms out to the side. Good. Just let those knees fall towards the right. Your left hip will come up a little bit here, and that's okay as long as left low back, left hip, and left knee are okay with it. It helps a little bit if you press the inner edge of that left foot into your mat. Inhale, exhale, use your abs as much as possible, bringing those knees back to center. Give yourself a wiggle, wiggle, let low back reset. And when you're ready, we'll take those knees over to the left. The right hip is going to come up a little bit. That's fine as long as all your joints on that side feel okay. It helps if you press in through the inner part of the right foot here. Good, and inhale, exhale, coming back to center, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're going to go into our short Shavasana from here. So you can let everything kind of come long and flop open. You can put a bend in the knees. You're home. You've got props. If you want to bring those in for something, you can. You can also lie on your side or on your belly, be where you're comfortable. Then see if you can be about 10% more comfortable. And I will leave you here for a few short moments. Begin to take some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choose stillness or maybe taking knees into the chest, choosing to keep the upper body lowered or maybe nodding that chin and lifting the chest into a full body hug. And then choosing stillness or moving any props out of the way you may have used, taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes. Point and flex through the feet. Bend and stretch through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in the moment. Taking a moment here to pause and reflect. And when you're ready, we will come back up to a seat, maybe the same one we started with, maybe a different one. We'll take the fingertips to the side, ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. Notice how you feel now versus when you started. Palms towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, touching palms together. Exhale, hands in heart center. Reconnecting with your intention one more time. Courage, gratitude, or joy. We'll take thumbs to the forehead for good and true thoughts. To our lips for good and kind words. And to our hearts for open and loving hearts, knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you have a wonderful day or evening ahead. Namaste.